So all my friends have been hitting big life milestones lately. Getting married, having a kid, buying a house, starting a business. As for me, I am going to beat Contra on Nintendo without dying. So for those that don't know, Contra is the greatest game ever created. It came out in 1987, released by Konami on the Nintendo Entertainment System. Contra is an action-packed thrill ride, which is ballistic, balls-to-the-wall fun for all ages in 1 or 2 player mode. I was so influenced and inspired by this game as a kid that I went so far as to create a short fan film with my brother Adam, in which he plays one of the Contra heroes on his way to a big mission, and I play an assassin out to get him. Contra is about Bill and Lance, 2 Contra commandos sent to an island near New Zealand to defeat an alien army. So unfortunately, I need to capture this game while I'm playing it. So I'm going to plug the cartridge into my FC Twin, and I'll run analog out of that and into my Canon XL2. I guess the silver lining is the Nintendo is a very old system, primitive by today's standards, and only has 8 bits of information. So this very old game should look nice and crisp and clear on that tiny viewfinder. Normally, players enter a cheat code at the beginning to get 30 lives apiece, which can come in very handy when navigating your way through this treacherous game. But today, I'm not going to need 30 lives. I'm not even going to need the 3 they start me with. All I need is 1. So here we go. Let's do this thing. Wish me luck. Here goes nothing. The jungle is a great introductory stage. It's not too difficult. It's a good way for beginners to get to know the controls and the gameplay. This stage introduces you to most of the weapons you'll see throughout the game. You got your rapid, your fire, your laser, and most importantly, the spread. That's the one I'm hoping to keep until the end of the game. The boss is actually pretty easy if you get in the right spot and take your time and don't make any foolish mistakes. The first base is a lot of fun. Right away, we get a perspective change where suddenly, instead of a profile view of our hero, we're behind him. And so my strategy is to stay moving in one direction or the other and try my best to avoid bullets while returning some gunfire of my own. And then the end is some weird disembodied head alien guy who barfs up blue onion rings down upon you. At least I think that's what it is. Stage 3 is the waterfall, and we get a new perspective change yet. Now we're going up. We have the same profile view as the first stage, but now we're going to traverse all of these different levels until we get to the boss. This is another one where it helps to move as quick as possible because there are boulders falling, there are bombs going off, there are people firing at you from all directions. This boss is a bit tricky, big alien dude with like octopus arms shooting fireballs at you from every orifice. Stage 4 is base 2, which is an upgrade from the first base. Now the targets are all covered with shields that you have to shoot through before you can get to the target. These make a really cool sound when you hit them. Ching, 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 ching. In fact, I should mention the entire sound design throughout the whole game is incredible. Boom, shakaga. Boom, shakaga. This is another boss that's really tricky with only one person. There are 2 heads up above that quickly become 4 as they morph in and out of existence, the whole time raining bubbles down upon you. It doesn't sound very scary or threatening, but these things are deadly if you don't shoot them out of the sky. Stage 5 is where things get interesting. Now we're in the snow, we've got new music, we got a whole new bunch of enemies to fight. There are explosives flying up through the air constantly, so it's best to keep moving. Guys will appear in front of you, guys will appear behind you. So aside from the guys shooting mounted guns and these backpack guys now shooting red bullets, We also have to face off against Zambonis from hell. Nothing new here. Tricky boss unless you got a spread gun. I got a spread gun. He doesn't stand a chance. Zone 6. This is the most difficult one, in my opinion, because you've got lasers coming down at you intermittently while you're taking gunfire from all sides. And there's really not a lot of relief on this one. So, like the others, you got to keep moving, do it as fast as possible. The bad guy here is really intimidating. He's a huge alien man hybrid who throws little drone machines at you. So you have to stay on your toes on this one. You got to be quick to jump out of his way. And he changes color as you're killing him, which is kind of fun. The hangar is a really intimidating zone, but as long as you keep your wits about you, you'll be fine. Everything on the top half of the screen follows a very distinct pattern, so you just have to pay attention to when those claws are coming down and do your best to avoid them. The bottom is a different story. Those things march to the beat of their own drum. At the end, you got this big fireworks presentation. If you've got the time and you're not doing a YouTube video, you can take out the guns and kill all of the enemies. But I'm going to play it safe here and just destroy the door to this castle and make my way in. Here we are, finally, at the lair, the final zone. Try not to be distracted by all the pretty colors or the cool music, because there's lots of shit in this zone that can kill you. On this one, I really want to take my time and make sure I destroy all of the enemies because I don't want anything sneaking up behind me. It's going to be tough to keep my wits at the end because it's taken so long to get to this place. But I just really want to be careful and cautious as I approach this epic final boss, the Alien Heart. That's all for Contra. As you can see, I turned my 3 lives into 12. Not too shabby. I wish I could say this was my first attempt, but it took over 8 hours of gameplay, playing over and over and over again until I finally got my perfect run. I was about to give up and try a different game and said, okay, I want just one more chance at it, and that's the one you saw. That's all for the Contra special. I'm Elliot Diviney. Thanks for watching. See you next week.